Alright, I'm going to do a video on reduced row echelon form, and this is a way to solve linear equations, simultaneous linear equations using matrices. And this one looks like this: 1, -4, -2, and it's -5, 3, 1, 1, and that's 12. This is actually my second video because I made a mistake the very first time, and it was mildly disastrous. So this is my matrix. I'll call it matrix A. And the very first thing I'm going to look at is my ultimate goal is to have it look something like this. I want it to end up looking like this with some value here, some value here, and some value here. And the reason why is because this is my x values, these are my y values, these are my z values. So this says 1x equals this, 1y equals that, and 1z equals that. So because I notice that row 2 already has a 1 in it, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to swap row 2 and row 1. And you can do that. That's perfectly fine. So I get 1, -4, -2, 2, 3, -4, and 3, 1, 1. And it's now -5, 1, and 12. Alright. Now, like I said, I want to get 0 and 0 here. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to notice that if I multiply row 1 times the -2, and I add that to row 2, watch what happens. -2 times 1 is 1. Well, I'm sorry. Let me write this down first. -2 times 1 is -2, plus 2 is 0. So I've achieved that. -2 times -4 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So that's not good. But that's fine. -2 times -2 is 8. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's +4, and that's a -4, which is 0. So that's actually really good. And then I have -2 times the -5, which is a +10, plus 1, which is 11. So that's actually excellent. I'll explain why in a minute. Um, the reason why I'm so happy about that is because now what I'm going to do is I notice that my row 2 almost looks like this. But take a look. I have 11 there and 11 there. So I'm actually going to multiply row 2 times 1 over 11. And when I do that, my first row stays the same. But my second row is going to become 1/11 of 11 is 1. 1/11 of 0 is 0, and 1/11 of 11 is 1. So once again, I'm in really, 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 really good shape because my second row already looks like this, which means right now I know that y equals 1. Now, I need to still find out the value of x and the value of z. So I take a look, I have a 1 and a 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply row 1 times a -3, and I'm going to add it to row 3. So when I do that, once again, this is going to stay the same. 1, -4, -2, -5. This is 0, 1, 0, 1. And now 1 times the -3 plus 3 is 0. -4 times the -3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. -2 times the -3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Oops, that's not a 7. And -5 times the -3 is 15 plus 12, which is 27. So that doesn't look as nice. But that's fine, because what I'm going to do is, I notice here that I have zeros and zeros, so I'm going to multiply row 2 times a -13, and I'm going to add that to row 3. Take a look what happens when I do that. I have 1, -4, -2, my -5. I have my 0, 1, 0, 1. And now if I multiply row 2 times -13, that's 0 plus 0 is 0. I have 1 times -13, which is -13 plus 13, which is 0. I have 0 times -13, which is 0, plus 7. And then I have 1 times -13 plus 27, which is 14. And now you should be like, oh, that's great, because look, if I wanted to make that into a 1, I just have to multiply by 1/7. So I'm going to multiply row 3 times 1/7. And once again, I get 1, -4, -2, -5, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. 1/7 of 7 is 1. 1/7 of 14 is 2. So now we're just about there. I now need to make this value into a 0, and I want to make this value into a 0. So you can see if I multiply row 2 by something, how about 4? I can get rid of the -4. And I'll multiply row 3 by 2. So let's do that. I'm going to I'm going to multiply row 2 times 4 and add it to row 1. And when I do that, I'm going to get 1. This is going to become 0 because 1 times 4 is 4 plus -4 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0, so that stays -2. This is actually going to become 1 times 4, which is 4, times plus -5 is -1. And here I still have 0, 1, 0, 1, and 0, 0, 1, 2. I'm going to do this one last time. So this time I'm going to multiply row 3 times 2, and I'm going to add it to row 1. And so this becomes a 1. Row 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 0 times 0 is 0, plus 0 is 0. 1 times 2 is 2, plus a -2 is 0. Now look at this. 2 times 2 is 4, plus -1 is 3. And then I have 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. So x equals 3, y equals 1, z equals 2. Real quick, if you go onto your graphing calculator, turn it on, and you go to Matrices, you go into, you make your matrix, and this is 3 by 4, because remember you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 4 columns, so it's a 3 by 4. You have to put in all your values, which I've done. And then what you can do is, to figure out how to do this quickly, you go over to math, and you actually go all the way down to reduce row echelon form. Oh goodness me, I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let me get out of here. Let's see. I'm going to go math, reduce row echelon form, and this was matrix A. And when I do that, look at this. 1, 0, 0, 3, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. So instead of just using the graphing calculator, though, I do recommend that you practice, because you can see there's a lot of steps, but they're all good, and they all have different things in them. So there is value to that. Hope this helps. Enjoy solving your simultaneous linear equations.